Manipulation Tactics, episode 12, gang. Never explain yourself. Social engineering, part 12. But I'm going to talk about why you should never explain yourself and why socially it's one of the weakest things you could do, because it does like 4 major things, but I can remember 3 right now. So it causes you to fucking explain yourself, first of all. Like, it makes you less mysterious. Not cool, right? You don't want that. It makes the other person get like info about you without them asking, which you should never do. And it kind of like lowers you as far as how people perceive you socially, right? Because the number one thing about explaining yourself is most oftentimes people can tell what you're trying to explain through the rest of your actions, and they'll take it as challenging. And now that's conflict in this situation, whether you're manipulating it or you're just explaining yourself, because it applies to manipulation tactics. And just, you should just never do that with anybody, because pretty much it lowers the perception of you, because somebody can assume that if you're like explaining yourself or explaining why you don't agree with something, pretty much that you pretty much are down to put up with their behavior, actions, or perspective, as long as it changes. Because what is the other reason you would share it for? So if that's not the case, which it shouldn't be, because you shouldn't want people to change for you. Even if you're manipulating them, you need them to be themselves. You're preventing that from happening. You're preventing this person from being them full selves, because you're explaining yourself on some shit which you don't ever need to do. And now they just gain fucking info about you, and they also realize that you just don't value your own opinion enough to just, you know what I'm saying, just live by it necessarily. Like, you just have to explain yourself. It just makes people, there's so many reasons why it just lowers you socially. And especially if you're trying to manipulate a situation, and if you need to just watch all the episodes where I talk about letting people be, ignoring just ignoring things, acting like you don't remember they happened, just lying back to people. These are all manipulation tactics. And so is not explaining yourself, because you just don't need to be giving yourself away. You don't need to lower the perception of you. You don't need to cause like some sort of distaste for you because you overshared when you were trying to explain yourself, which is something you never even had to do. And then another reason is people take explain yourself as a challenge to their way of thinking more often than not. Like, if you disagree with somebody, or you have an action that you did or something, like, and you feel the need to explain yourself, it's like, who are you trying to convince, actually? You know what I'm saying? Like, because they don't need convincing. They'll just learn it through your character if you're manipulating the situation. You know what I'm saying? They'll learn your character type shit. But even if you're not, like, what are you doing that for? It just makes you seem like you don't believe in yourself or what you're saying. Like, the fuck are you just talking about yourself for real? But yeah. And I was gonna say also, people see it as like a challenge. Like, they just, like I said before, like, people just like to be right, so just let them be right. So if you're explaining yourself, more often than not, they're probably only even talking back because they want to talk, not because you explained yourself and it like made sense. You know what I'm saying? And that is something that might happen in a genuine connection, where I talked about in episode 11 how there's exceptions to this shit, and like what you can do in them, and who you should do it to, and why you should do it, and whatever the fuck, right? But yeah, that's why you should just never explain yourself, bro. A little bit out of order, but pretty much people see it as challenging them. It can grow distaste for you just by your natural oversharing and the feeling the need to explain yourself. Makes you less mysterious. You're way less mysterious if you review yourself, and you're less interesting, and they're less intrigued to fucking just interact with you, for sure. But fucking, yeah, people would see it as a challenge. Goddamn, you just overshare. Fucking, yeah, it just says something about you when you do that It's like, why is this person not confident? Were his words not enough that he felt like he just needed to explain himself? And they're probably not going to believe you, because if you ever have to explain yourself, they're probably speaking in a way where they just want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you explaining? Like, just what situation would you be in where that's necessary? Like, yeah, bro. This really not a long one. I'm trying to think of more thoughts to give y'all about not explaining yourself, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You reveal yourself, you grow distaste possibly, it lowers you socially. Like, so if you're trying to use all these other tactics in episode 1 through 11, how the fuck are you gonna manipulate anything if you're explaining yourself? You're not even, you know what I'm just saying? It just makes you seem like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. It makes you seem like, goddamn, I don't know, like you're trying to not be a pushover type shit. Like, I'm saying, if you're a pushover or not, people will find that out type shit. But yeah, bro, never explain yourself. Manipulation, social engineering, and life in general, just don't do that shit. There's no point. Conflict, lower social status, less mysterious, goddamn less intrigue. People see it as a challenge. Fucking, yeah, bro. It's just some more shit too. But that's why you shouldn't explain yourself. Self-explanatory.